We're here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's been a little bit, but we are back to continue telling the story of the KingsGuard. You can see that we've got a special guest with us from our one shot. Uh, and you know what? Let's just get into it. First off, I'm gonna be a GM for tonight. My name is Noir. You can find me all over the place as the Noir Enigma, but the most important part of any story are the people that come together and tell it. So, with that being the case, we're gonna go ahead and follow the overlay here, and we're gonna have AJ go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, this is weird. I'm used to being last. Uh, Hi, I'm AJ, also known as Sushi Kid, and I'll be playing Eugene Festifiger. Uh, just a simic hybrid druid. I mean, no one knows that I'm a simic hybrid yet, but just a druid. Just a druid. Nothing special about me.
Nope, nothing special at all. Next, we've got Anita. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, Anita.
Hi, I'm Anita, and I play Yenna Sven, the Ezimar paladin. Currently, I am not necessarily dressed in the character clothes that I've been wearing the last couple nights, because it is hot as hell in this room, and I'm trying to survive, just like Yenna.
Casual in AU.
Yeah, it's actually coffee shop AU.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. All right, and next we have D. Hey D, what's up?
Hi, my name is D, and this evening I will be playing Ade Zuko, the Echo Knight fighter and level 1 wizard. Still working on that bit.
All right. Next we've got Darby. Hey, tell us about yourself.
I exist. Hello, I'm Darby, and I'm going to be playing Arabella Chestnut. I don't need to do
All
that
right.
high-pitched voice anymore.
Oh, you maybe sooner than you expect. Who knows?
Am I talking
and
to my duplicitous bitch of a sister?
there it is. And Harper, hey, how's it going?
It's going all right. Hi, everyone. I am Harper, otherwise known as Harper Center, Harper Center Games, and tonight I will be playing Shoshius Astruris, the Wanti Warlock.
And our special guest for today, really the heart of the episode, if things go how I'm predicting, Malad. How's it going, bud?
Hello. Contrary to Darby, I don't exist. I'm I'm Milan. I will be playing Borwin Murdan tonight. I am known as Mallard Man on the internet, and that's all I have to say for now.
All right. So, when we last left off, our KingsGuard had worked their way through a rigorous and very difficult dungeon, only to have made a new ally who was a vampire, which is something very strange to this world, who assisted them in going through trials set by the ancient Captain Duke Wellington Barbosa to gain access to his ship, which was hidden away in this dungeon. The name of the ship was the Harsh Verdict. After having successfully accomplishing those trials, they now have access to it, where they found a crew of spiritual sailors and pirates who are waiting at their every beck and call. They set sail off in a direction and were able to see the Proud off in the distance. And with just a command, Harper was able to have the sailors send the ship aloft, and it is now taking to the air in the direction of the Proud. At the same time, a day was called to the captain's quarters, and there he found the chest. And our episode left off with a day opening that chest. So now we're gonna pick right back up where we left off. Ade, there is something drawing you to the captain's quarter, a feeling of, well, it's hard to describe. It's a feeling of want, a feeling of righteousness, and a feeling of not, I'm not privileged, but of something that you know is yours. And so you reach out and head towards the captain's quarter. You see this chest and you open it, and there you find a brilliant silver maul with a book etched into the hammer of the book of the maul. When you reach for it to touch this book that's etched into it, that's made of the same silver metal that the maul is made out of, the book turns a page, which should be impossible. You brush your hands on the book that's on this maul, and it is in fact made of metal. You're unable to turn a page. But then you're taken by another feeling, and this one is clear and potent and wipes out any other emotions that you were feeling. And this is a feeling of certainty that this is yours. And when this weapon is in your hand, your judgment is clear. Your direction is known. And your verdict is the verdict.
I
What do you
will
do?
take them all in my hands, sort of test the weight and the balance, swirl it a little, and go. I think I'll call you Sarabi. And I will strap the maul to my back.
And as soon as you strap it to your back, do you carry a bag?
I do, yeah.
Your bag, the straps on your bag break. And there is wind that pushes out your spell book. And the pages on the maul turn feverishly. And your spell book rises. It slams into the book, and you watch as a thin layer of silver and gold cover the book, and then slam it, absorbing the spell book into the maul.
The day will pause for like a full couple of seconds, and then this huge grin on the face, and he'll look to the woman in his ring and go, "All right, that was pretty cool. I mean, come on, that was pretty cool."
She looks, and like there's a look of, I'm not impressed, but you've known her well enough to see that the little smile that's slipping on the right side of her lips is giving it away.
And
that was in fact pretty cool.
A day will nod and go, "Okay, let's go meet whoever's on this boat." And a day will head back to the upper decks.
And the ship continues to rise, and it does so with an almost alarming speed. This is the first ship that any of you have ever been on that has moved as gracefully as this does, as powerfully, and it flies. So there's that. And just when things couldn't get any more surprising, there's the sound of two bodies hitting the deck. And you see AJ and Milan. Or Jesus, so sorry. But you see
my
their
boyfriend is
characters
in the
hit
game?
deck. Yes, it's strange. No, but you see their characters hit the deck.
would like to pull up a ball of just basically hold an Eldritch Blast in my hand for a second and say,
Arabella's.
My
Sorry.
blade is still glowing radiant and has the sun on it, right?
Correct.
"Who are you?"
Your Majesty, get behind me. I don't know how they stopped my teleport.
Majesty? How did you get onto our ship?
How did you steal my teleport spell?
Where are we?
Didn't. This is the harsh verdict.
Do we have the map in front of us?
You would.
Is the map doing anything special now that a certain someone is right in front of us?
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yenna will look at the map. Have we found... Is this... We were heading towards the ship that was... there's someone that we were searching for aboard it. Perhaps? Your Majesty.
The king?
The king?
Is the map doing anything more?
So you take a look at the map, and the etchings and the writings fade.
I think that might answer our question.
Yeah. Now which one? Well, you just said Your Majesty, so...
And he looks too much like a nerd to be a king.
Yes.
Rude. There were a lot of nerd kings, first of all. And second of all, what do you all want anyway?
Well,
We are the KingsGuard. Who are you?
This is the second time that today we're going to be dealing with people searching for this king.
I will, when I hear the
Hopefully
name
the last
KingsGuard, I will stand to attention and sheath everything.
Steve's finally someone who knows what's up.
Apologies. I am just a concerned citizen of Gloria. Nothing more.
Of Gloria. That's an interesting choice of words.
If you are
Well.
truly the KingsGuard, there's nothing to fear here.
The king of Stoneheart. We've discovered this so far.
Is a day back upstairs by this point?
Yeah.
Ajay will
drop
walk
the...
over to Eugene until he's standing like an inch away, cross his arms, and go, I don't see it.
Well, that's the question. Is if he's the king, how do we know? And what happens after we find the king? Because I don't think anyone really asked that question.
Question, DM. When the figure that we stood in front of, does Eugene have a similar presence
Silhouette?
or fear or silhouette? Is there anything that we could go, that's a little familiar?
I'm gonna say no. In that moment, the most important thing was to protect whoever it was, and so I would say that your perception was more focused on the threat than what was being protected.
And it was a
And,
giant man
I get-
made of water, and all we could see within was a silhouette of a person. We couldn't see the actual person.
I guess same question goes for me, Noir, for I've seen people step in front of me to protect me from...
You
Hannibal.
might have a better idea. I would say go ahead and make me an intelligence check. DC 15.
All right, intelligence. Definitely my best stat. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's
Okay.
really good.
That's pretty good.
Starting strong.
You stand. You're seeing these people kind of walk up, and they're checking you out to see, like, are you whoever we think you are?
Mhm.
And there is a sense of familiarity to them.
Do
You know what? It's awfully rude for us to not introduce ourselves. Properly, at least. Yenna Stein. I'll reach out my hand.
I will grab the hand and
We'll shake.
Eugene Festifiger.
You're grabbing her hand around a day because a day is still like
Jenna sort of
inches
did like
from your
maybe one of
arms
these
crossed.
to a day, just like it's okay.
Just
Shosha will walk up in front of him and do not too low, but a low curtsy and say, Shosha's Astruris.
I will tilt my head down, a short bow. Response.
Arabella will do a like heels click together, like bow, like not super deep, but like a bow. Uh-oh. Oh shit. No.
we can still hear you, Darby.
Yes, we can.
We can still hear you, just can't see you. Those
Despite your video
if you do
freezing.
drop out.
Worse.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, there you are.
Haha. At what point did I get cut off? Oh.
You didn't.
We
You
could
didn't-
hear
you
you
didn't-
the whole time.
Oh, Shiza. Thank God I did not say anything. Mildly embarrassing because I was okay. So we heel click together like in like a short bow and Arabella Chestnut.
A day will point to the person who sheathed their weapons and go, "What's his name?"
The grumpy one is a day. He's had a bad time right now.
I'm sure he can speak for himself.
He probably can, but I didn't ask him. I asked this one.
I'm forgetting his name. His name is Borwin.
So, the four of you are in command of your own legions, or how many KingsGuard are there?
4.
As far as we're aware.
400?
Four.
4
Four.
4.
Us.
You
One,
were looking
two,
at
three,
the total
four.
of our
you,
force.
you see us.
And I just rub my temples. Ugh.
Well,
Alright.
if Stoneheart wasn't in such disarray, we would each be. We're nobles of that land, and if Stoneheart wasn't in such disarray, by the asinine nature of our peers, we would be more in control of the situation. At least we would have
GM
those armies at our back.
Am I caught up on current events in Stoneheart?
Yep. You recognize all the names as soon as you hear them.
Okay. Okay. Well, you are all in a lot of
Yes.
Oh.
It is very nice to meet all of you, but I am getting a lot of whiplash here. Had to fight and weird.
Yeah, was that a
wing-
kraken that we just flew
big-
over?
Yeah, that was a whole thing. It was a cat.
A cat's kraken?
belonged some
I guess it wasn't all that it was cracking up to be.
A crack kitten?
Really
that's
don't
quite
know.
good.
But
Thank you, I try.
Was
The-
there some kind of... Was something after you?
Some kind of fell creature
a
looking
being
for
named Hannibal.
Yes.
Ah!
Shosha will just turn and look at Yenna.
I didn't tell him to go there. He just went on his own. Don't look at me.
Is
Are you the
Hannibal...
friend that he was trying to impress?
Yana will glow a little bit brighter. Did he call me an angel?
Many times, uncomfortably
Many times.
amount.
Ve- a
Yes,
lot.
that would be him.
Is he no longer with us?
It's hard to kill something like that, but you don't have to worry for the time being.
From what I can tell, he was frozen solid and then eaten.
Ah.
Kelsey's occupied.
So I don't know how that happened. But yeah, that's their current state.
I guess
Interesting.
he's just cooling off or something.
So I see the sea bit, right? But where are the stars?
That's actually a fair point. I mean, there's the pelt kind of looks like a little bit starry, but I don't
You do
know.
any star magic?
Well, what can I do? I mean, I could just. So I guess you guys are after the same thing of a man of sea and star. What Borwin over here was talking about.
Oh, he actually said the thing? I didn't realize.
That is you, Your Majesty.
Again, still weird that not only you, but those ghost Viking things did that as well. That's another thing to go over. I guess here. And I will use one of my wild shapes to
Starry form.
go into my starry form.
Yes. Well, that's a
And
little startling.
you just see hair goes white, eyes go white, skin goes with this inky, dark, indigo skin-like thing with kind of little stars twinkling every so often, but a dragon constellation going across from one arm to the next.
And then you notice that some of the stars begin to leave him. And they go into the sky. And there is a flash of thunder. And what was once a nice, bright, sunny afternoon becomes a calm, quiet night.
It becomes nighttime.
You see the dragon constellations that form on his arm are also now in the stars. The spectral pirates are holding on to the riggings as there is turbulence and the ship is shaking. And one of the spectral pirates goes and looks at Shosha. Did you change our heading? Did you give us a new direction?
No.
Somebody did. And you see the harsh verdict moving almost on its own to a small plateau in the middle of the sea. And it docks. And you see the pirates are trying to get it to go. And almost on its own, a plank sets a walkway from the ship to the plateau. And if Roll20 is working with me, because it says my connection has been interrupted. 1 second.
It's that thing. It's that thing, isn't it? The thing? The thing. The thing.
Descriptive.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
Nora showed us the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anita knows the
love-
thing.
I need some
I love playing
description, please.
charades.
You know, the thing. Yeah, the thing. There.
It
Yeah,
was
the
an
thing.
alternate map that we got shown during a session where we were
The thing!
chatting. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. She drew it.
Oh,
So
How do
we
you
don't even need
remember
the
that
map.
shit? I
We've
don't
got it.
remember
We've
that at
got
all.
art.
Oh, nothing. No memory.
Thing!
yeah.
I know what you're talking about, Jarvis.
So do I.
That was the
Those are
captions didn't
definitely
quite
the
pick that
sounds
up,
that
but that was
Darby made.
gremlin noises.
Okay, so I tried to change the map. I don't know if it's reflecting that for anybody
Let's
else.
refresh.
I only
No,
see
it
the
is not.
map of the world.
Yeah,
Nope.
only
Darby,
two.
you're sort of like the younger brother in the Wild Thornberries. It's Does anybody else
Yes.
remember that show?
Mhm.
What was that kid's name? Donnie or some shit?
Donnie,
Yeah.
the one that got raised by
Wild animals?
animals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Feral.
So I'm thinking Roll20 is down for me.
Roll20
I
I know has
can't.
been having some problems lately, so that could be
Okay.
what's going on.
So we have this map.
That is a little disappointing.
Yeah, that's tough timing.
Yeah, because
Big-
yeah, I can't. Anyway, so
it changed. It just changed.
It changed.
Oh.
We're good.
Oh,
It's just Yenna currently on that map.
I'm trying to get everybody on there, but again, Roll20 is fighting me. So if you could put yourself on the map for me, that would be swell.
where?
You'll put yourself on the top. So the plank lands. The plank connects the plateau to the ship, and there is no wind, and the spectral guardians the spectral pirates are trying to get the ship to move, and it just isn't. What do you do?
Hold for now. We'll
That
see what this place wants of us.
that is a first. My magic has never turned the sky to night.
Can I get you up on the top with?
I got him.
Sweet.
I have no icon because Roll20 is pooping out on me.
All right, no worries.
Why are there two of me?
Because I was trying to put you on there. I fixed it. All right, so you're all on the ship still.
Hmm.
You're all on the ship still, and the constellation of the dragon in the stars begins to move, and you see a figure of a dragon becoming a little bit more clear as it flaps its wings, encircling the top of this plateau.
Well, I
You don't
suppose
know
we go
why.
see what it wants.
You don't know why, but you do feel a sense of welcoming.
What was the name of the dragon that we met in the Lonely Throne?
That dragon was Isamu.
Isamu? I guess
Mhm.
Arabella will call out questioningly. Isamu?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Am I feeling like some kind of pull towards this, or like?
No, you're feeling
Just-
the same thing everybody else is.
All right. I think the curiosity is getting the better of me, and I'm just gonna start walking towards this. Start walking off the boat and towards this plateau.
Okay.
As Eugene walks off, I will quickly tap the shoulder and say, "Be safe." And I would like to grant bardic inspiration.
Absolutely. So, Borwin, you look up, and with what you can see, there are figures in the stars long since forgotten. And you recognize them all by name. You see Regis. You see Peller. You see Cuthbert. You see Vecna. You see them all staring at this peninsula.
Can Arabella walk out with Eugene?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just looking around at where we are.
Yenna's going to
you-
walk towards the edge, I think, where the dragon is coming from,
Mm-hmm.
and just stand in front.
Okay. So you're standing. So you've made it. You've made it to the top, and you're just standing there looking at the constellation as it moves around.
Yes.
Okay. Let me know when everybody else makes it to the top.
Shosha will hold back just a moment and say to the crew, be ready on my signal to take to the air and grab us just in case things go poorly.
Aye. And you see them basically getting ready, following your command the second they hear it.
And then Shosha will go up, and I suppose a day is coming up for Shosha.
So as you all make it to the top, the constellation continues. Goodness, so sorry.
That's
The
okay.
constellations continues to circle, but nothing happens.
Are the constellations like moving like the sky as if the sky is like turning is just like fast forwarded, or is it like as if they're like figures walking with stars on their bodies walking and circling?
So when you look up at the sky, all the stars are staying still as they normally do, except this one constellation as it moves around and around and around.
And I think
So you
no.
Oh, go ahead.
You continue.
So you know that Gloria is spinning as it normally does. There's no change in that. It's that there is something alive among the stars. It would be more apt a description.
Shosha will pull out the map, or what was the map.
Mm-hmm. It is still just blank sheets of paper.
Eugene's gonna go into the center of this plateau, and as he is still in his starry form, he is going to hover off the ground.
Okay.
And kind of like go into like a meditative position and take off his pelt, for that is his star map, and just kind of look up. He's kind of going into like, I need to like consult / observe these stars, and like looking onto his star map and like looking up into the sky and seeing like where everything like
And I think at this point,
correlates.
Anna will turn and will look at Eugene and say, I think they're waiting for you to do something.
So, in looking at your star map, you see that there are stars here that don't belong. That this doesn't match your map at all, except for the dragon, but that's moving.
Does the dragon constellation have a name?
It does. Go ahead and roll me a intelligence check. Yeah, this will be a low intelligence check.
As I will tap Arabella on the shoulder and cast Exceptional Wit. Once before the spell ends, a target can roll a d6 and add the result to one intelligence check.
16 and a d6, you said?
Yes. It's not a full inspiration, but it's good.
The name of this constellation is Bahamut.
Okay, casual. I guess Arabella will call out Bahamut.
It stops flying.
Yikes.
And then all of the stars vanish.
Do all the gods go with them?
They all step back and you can no longer see them. And give me just a second here.
Is the dragon constellation still in the sky?
No. There should be a change on your map if again, my Roll20 is disconnecting right now, so give me just a second.
You're good.
I'm so sorry.
Do we want
The
to...
constellations are still there for now, but
Wow. Thanks, Rody. So what ends up happening is that the stars are all gone, and there's just a pitch blackness. But it's not a natural blackness. It's almost as if something is blocking out the stars. Something massive. And you notice that the darkness is moving.
I will pull out my Sunblade and activate it to its brightest capacity.
Erbil's activating Castanea and stepping closer to Eugene. Like,
Shosha
back.
will flank Eugene on the other side and face outward. And she'll have Healy in dragon form.
Once you pull out Healy in dragon form, you hear her say, "Father." And with that, there is a plume of bright neon blue flames that almost seems like they will consume the world. And a dragon manifests in its full size. It's larger than anything that you've ever seen. And its head is just above the plateau. And it stares intently at Arabella.
Amazing. I never thought that I would live a lifetime that I would see a dragon.
A god, your majesty.
Do we know Bahamut as the god?
No, that was lost to the Second Age.
Gotcha. So I just know the
Goodbye.
name Bahamut and just know that as the name of
It's
the
just like
constellation.
somebody would know Orion's belt, but may not necessarily
Not Orion.
know
Gotcha.
the mythology behind it.
Cool. I guess Arabella will, this is a big fuck off dragon, who's fucking huge. She's going to plant Castanea in the ground and kneel.
It doesn't say, they don't say anything. They just continue to look.
Again, Your Majesty, I think he's waiting on you.
His eyes seem to be peeled on the bright-looking one.
He's looking at me, not Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
You were the one that said the name.
I am Eugene Festiviger, man of sea and stars.
We know who you are.
Were you summoned? Did you summon us here?
It wasn't us. But we have been waiting to see you manifest for some time.
You know why we're here?
Because you all have stories to tell. You can't move forward until you know the story. Why else would the fate align so perfectly that the king and the KingsGuard should meet at the same time as a collector of all the world's histories.
Arabelle's gonna look at Borwin.
Borman's going to look in the same direction Arabella's looking. I'm just a humble book writer, nothing, no collector of stories or anything like.
Insight check?
Do I need an insight check?
Yeah, do we need an insight check? This fucker giggles.
Nobody needs an inside check. It's very clear who Bahamut is talking about, but then they continue.
Mm.
We know your oath, and we will help you keep it. In return, we simply ask that you give them the much needed guidance that we have been unable to bestow.
Your radiance. Keeping my oath is the least of my concern now that this has happened. I want to help all I can, but it is a shackle that is binding me to some ancient laws. If I could help in any other way, if you could halt it or stop it or change it, I would be eternally grateful.
The fact that things have progressed as far as they have means that there is no stopping what is to come. In fact, I believe we are very behind schedule.
The ads.
And Borman will look when Yenna says that.
There's simply a plume of smoke that comes from the nose in agreement.
Perhaps we should all sit down, and I have some myths to share.
Ah,
Yes.
there's
Yes.
the dragon.
The dragon.
Oh, it showed up finally?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yay!
Huh.
Yeah, they're there. Mm-hmm. Vibing, popping.
Yep.
Big.
Well, please, collector of histories, tell your tale, then.
And Borwin will clutch at a simple charm around their neck. Right. It's been a while since I read these tomes, so I might get the small fringe details incorrect, but Your Majesty, you were not born in the sense of many others creatures are born. You are the very essence of magic. Everything about you, from your creation to your life to your destiny, is wrapped within the weave itself. Ages and ages ago, you are the result of the choices made by a wife and mother hoping to save Gloria. You are made from the blood of 3 kings. You are the blood of King Tezerin, Alexander, and the Noir Enigma.
Which one? There's been a bunch.
The first ads of Gloria.
That one.
And Han, the first king of Demi. You are not just a king of Stoneheart. You are much more than that. And you were fated to come into existence in Gloria's time of most need, to lead your legion of warriors, the KingsGuard. I look around at the other 4 members. And you would awaken magic within the weave that has been forgotten since the Second Age, maybe even older.
And when you say that, Bahamut begins to move around, circling you. And he says, I come to speak for the dragons, for we were always the first to watch over mortals. And in your coming, I arrive to let you know that you will have our aid.
But not just the aid of the dragons and the children of Baphomet. You are to unite the Fae, the children of Lilith, and the Titans.
And you must bring forth and unite the children of Tiamat. And there is palpable hatred, or not hatred, but rage at the name.
Because you are facing a threat that Gloria has never faced before. We got around it once, but they are...
I know, she told me.
the ads.
Creatures of divine sacrifice.
Perhaps I should tell a story. How familiar are all of you with Baronhold?
I know that
DM, how familiar am I with Baronhold?
Familiar.
How familiar am I with
How
Baronhold?
are we?
I was gonna say,
And if you couldn't tell, we're all losing our minds.
so
You
Shosha
have-
will say, isn't that the place where they slaughter each other violently in pits?
I need to talk to Mr.
Just
Usher,
gotta-
apparently, in Baronhold.
Put on my glasses real quick. I definitely know what that is.
Well, when Baronhold wasn't Baronhold, when it was Northern Dehan, a heart of Gloria lies there, within a tree that was a covenant of the gods, when they agreed no longer to interfere in our lives. Gods like Bahamut, and Tiamat, and Lilith, and Saint Cuthbert, and the others, which I am sure you have heard, but there was a powerful storyteller who sang to Gloria's heart. It's what made the Fourth Age end, and what rise to the Fifth Age. That song was sung to hide Gloria from the odds. Magic had to diminish, and why we are now unable to access magic that in the past magic that could reshape the earth and lift continents into the sky. That magic is gone. But the creatures who used to command it are no longer to be in hiding. You, your majesty, with the help of your KingsGuard, you are all meant to unlock this magic, find these creatures, and bid them to save us all. You are all responsible for Gloria's future.
Eugene, you have awakened us.
This is a lot to take in.
It's definitely a heavy first day on the job, yeah.
That story that Borwin just told us, is that the story we heard before at a time? I cannot remember, but was like the person sang and then they died and that's when the magic diminished.
The world was saying to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not nutsy butsy.
No, you're
Okay.
correct. And it's also probably the reason why there's no, 10th, 11th, and 12th level spells anymore.
It's the continent rising thing.
Yeah.
So, I was born from the weave.
10th level spells.
A culmination of all the kings past.
I'm the fated king of Gloria. And I have to bring together the most powerful figures in the world to fight a bigger threat. And unlock the secrets of magic, of an old magic.
That was unclear. It said either you or all of you collectively. I believe it might be the KingsGuard's responsibility to be the ones to wield that magic.
Well, there might be a place we can start. Small.
I have a recommendation.
Well, we also had a contact who was working for Lilith, but unfortunately, I've been told he's indisposed.
To be fair, I think that we met another contact of Lilith's. Rather many of them, actually.
Yes.
Yes. It's also a place with some
Her
magic.
children
for the
are awakening.
second.
You also have the harsh verdict. That means you have the chosen of Saint Cuthbert on your side, at least, right?
Oh, is that what they are?
Do the names? Do any of those names sound familiar to us? Saint Cuthbert, Tiamat, do we know these names?
These
Or
are
what?
old gods. It would be similar to, at this point they're myth. So it would be like if you are one of those nerdy kids that study myth, then yeah, you would probably know about these guys. But for the most part, they're not heavy
Would
in the mainstream knowledge.
Is there a
give
Percy
me
Jackson Gloria edition that we could have read? Help us out.
You know what? Here, let's give it a 40% chance somebody made a very popular novel about the old gods that you all are familiar with. Okay, it did not happen. That's a 96, way over it. So no, there's no Percy Jackson, but I will say with a knowledge, I'm still thinking 3.5. With a religion check of 15, you would know the names. With the knowledge, with the religion check of 20, you would know their portfolio, their domains, and with the religion check of 25 plus, you would know pretty much everything about them.
Would I be
All
able to
right,
make a
let's
religion
go.
check?
Everything, but yeah.
Let's
Let's
go.
make some religion checks.
Crit.
Fuck me and my
23.
fucking Christ.
23.
Yeah.
You still have a inspiration die if you wanted to
I
use
do. I do have an inspiration die. What is
You
it.
do.
A D10. Get a 33.
All right, so I'm gonna use one of my inspiration cards for.
All right, I still have bad luck cards.
You sure do.
Yeah.
I have a 26.
I would like to also use one of my inspiration cards just to re-roll
Can-
D20 I
Can
just
we
rolled.
stack these cards? Is my question.
No, it's one per use.
Okay.
I see you all firing every synapse in your brain trying to remember. I could just
No. I'm just
I
going
could-
to.
Fucker!
just tell you all.
Why?
All right, so I'm throwing this one down so that I'll add an extra D10 to my religion.
Okay.
Oh God,
My
Jesus Christ!
nerdy fucking idiot was not the right kind of nerd.
It's a 14 for
This
me.
dumb,
Welcome to my life.
my dumb bitch is not the same kind of nerd as me, reading fucking college level textbooks on Greek myths. This wench!
He's too
I
busy learning
will,
spells.
I'll look at Borwin.
Sorry,
and
you're not
say,
a Greek mythology kind of gay.
Yeah, I got a 26.
Anyways, D.
Okay.
continue.
So, what were you saying, D?
I was just gonna say, I know a few things about this subject, but I wouldn't stop you from telling more stories. You have a knack for it.
I better at writing than telling. Dictation is not my strong suit. Right. Well, what do you want to know first?
Well, considering one of these deities in question is sort of... Maybe start with Baphomet.
Baphomet or Bahamut? Those are different.
Bahamut. Sorry.
There you go.
Brain.
Bahamut. Well, as your dragon actually said, father of the dragons. Bahamut's the progenitor of dragons, who were the first of these arcane creatures to interfere in Gloria. I say interfere. It implies as if they were doing this to an end. This is a radical opinion, so you should probably read some more moderate takes, but
Oh
I think
no,
these-
I'm interested in hearing what your scholars say.
how I have always viewed it is these creatures were less interfering, and they lived in Gloria a long time ago. They are as much a part of this world and its magic as you all are. Their lives and opinions matter. Scholars nowadays view them as if they are an entity separate, like the ads are, or something that is long since been separated, but Gloria's heart still beats with them too, I would believe. I don't want to speak for the whole planet.
Well,
My time here draws short, and I can offer you but one boon. I can give you knowledge. I could give you strength, or I could give you hope. Choose.
I vote knowledge, personally.
Well, of course you vote knowledge.
I also vote knowledge, and a day will not be surprised.
I'm not, honestly.
Knowledge is strength.
Knowing is half the battle.
But I rather don't think that this is a democracy anymore.
this would definitely be a decision for the king.
I will look to Eugene.
We can only for advice.
For the record, despite me making fun of these two, I don't think knowledge is a bad idea.
Personally, I could do with a bit of hope, though.
The angel is correct.
Yeah, that's also not bad.
Please don't
Some
call me
people
that.
think that
I hate it when Hannibal
hope-
does.
Apologies.
Some people find hope to be a poison more than a boon.
As long as it's not a false hope, I don't think we can go wrong.
I rather think that in our current situation, hope is irrelevant.
Choose.
I don't know. Fated to die and all that.
Your Majesty?
What are our
We
jobs
will
again?
choose. We will choose knowledge.
A wise choice. You see from the tail end of Bahamut, a burning red takes over his scales and it builds up until it gets to the white hairs on its side until it is just they are just a burning figure of flames, and then the flames shoot and hit all of you, but there is no pain. Your eyes close at the bright lights, and then Bahamut is gone. And
Do we feel any different? Okay.
And you know that you simply need to call a name, any name in all the world, in all of time, and something will happen.
I'm assuming this doesn't extend to me.
Oh, it extends. Well, you know that Eugene will have to say the name, but you all can give insight on whose name you should call. But right now, you can summon any person, entity, or whatever, and call their name, and something will happen.
We have no idea what will happen.
You do
An
know that you'll
entity?
gain knowledge. You do know that you'll gain knowledge on whatever name you speak, but you don't know how it will happen.
What was the name of that man that held you captive on the boat, Arabella?
Owen. But I was thinking entity, like the Noir Enigma?
I feel like the Noir Enigma is a volatile person. Maybe we don't bring
Alexander
I mean, we would,
it.
Cross is the one who is, and I look at Eugene.
He's still there.
That is the one who's.
he's still alive?
No. Well, maybe?
If I may make a suggestion, the Queen, the one who started all of this.
Samuel Cross?
Shosho would remember her name, Harper can't.
We also don't need.
It is Samil.
Yes, Samil.
Would I know the name of the storyteller who sung the song?
You would need to roll me a history check on that one.
That's fair. Okay. I'm going to.
Nat 20, easy mode. Let's go.
I'm going to use
Easy, Doug Club.
exceptional
Doug Club.
wit.
Easy. Easy, Doug Club.
Here we go.
Oh wait,
Doug Club.
wait,
Doug Club.
wait.
Doug Club.
There's definitely something about this dragon form. Am I still in my dragon form?
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely something in my dragon form. when you make an intelligence or wisdom check or a constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on a spell. I think it's just me.
It's just you.
Just me.
So I'm gonna use exceptional wit. And
Okay.
I'm gonna roll a history check plus a d6.
Okay. I got the DC set in my head. Let's go.
All right, so that's the check, and I'm adding the. I rolled an 8. Are you fucking kidding me? All right, 20.
The DC was 20.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Another dub for the club.
Another dub for the club. Another
Dub
dub for the club. Dub
The
club.
storyteller's name was Krona.
There is also Krona, the storyteller who sung Gloria to Sleep. Do we have to use this boon now?
It has to be used while you're at this plateau.
I mean, to be completely fair, we need. I get the feeling that this is a place that sits outside of the flow of time. So if we could use this as an advantage to have a plan when we return of what we are going to do next, I think that would be the best idea. So when we are considering those names, I think we should also consider what knowledge we want from them. The Queen is by no means a bad idea, but if it summons an apparition of this Queen, what would we ask her? What do we need to know that we think she knows?
And if it's someone like, say, Owen that we summon, does that
Do they
alert
actually
Owen?
apparate?
Does that
Right.
alert Owen to our presence?
You do know that as this is the boon of Bahamut, that there won't be negative repercussions to using this boon, however you choose to use it. This is a God's divine favor, and it was not something that is meant to trick you or to put you in harm's way. This is meant solely to empower you and your team.
It's more that we don't know how it's going to manifest as opposed to we don't know what it's going to do, right? Like it's just like we know it'll be positive, just not going to like fuck us over.
Right.
Shosha will.
I mean,
Shosha will take a moment and reach out to Solus, see if she can even feel his presence.
It is so ridiculously easy to reach him here that you feel as though you could manifest him if you willed it.
Do I
The
think
bitch
that,
out
that
here,
would,
he's been
would that
fucking-
would that be our boon though?
No.
Can I manifest Solus?
So you reach for the ring and you don't feel him there, but you feel his presence all the way around, all surrounding you. And with just a sheer push of your will and just a slight manipulation of the weave, you see conjured in front of you in full battle regalia Solus, looking like he did at his prime.
Does this person's visage look familiar to me?
You recognize that they are dressed in the battle regalia of the Holy Legion of Torin, the knights who protected Samil and Tezzeret Cross.
One of the old KingsGuard.
Of the Second Age.
It's a really weird day for Eugene.
Just
Solus.
Eugene, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, no, solely Eugene.
Solus, we've found the king, but
Hi.
who should we speak to? Someone from the past or someone from the present? What's more important, knowledge or strategy?
you, you can see you're talking to him, and he's a little distracted. And he's looking at his hands and everything around him, and you can see that he's just taking in, feeling the senses again. And what you notice in particular is that his chest is going up and down. And you're able to notice this because you don't have to do that. And so he is looking about.
Who's that?
This is strange.
A KingsGuard.
I know your tongue. And then he stops and notices that he's speaking it. Apologies, Shosho. What did you say?
I'm simply seeking advice. We have but one chance to speak to someone to gain knowledge, and I don't know if it's better to learn from the past or the present.
History often repeats itself. So I would always endeavor to learn from the past. It is one of the areas of academics that we insist that our generals master.
Solus.
Yes.
And I will gesture him toward Eugene. This is the result of Samuel's work.
He takes a step over and then immediately kneels.
Your Majesty, Solus has been waiting for you a very long time.
I'm glad you do not have to wait any longer, but please stand.
He gets up. And then he looks up. And Borwin, you can see just the slight visage of the gods watching still. And you can recognize that he's able to see it as well. And there's a look of awe on his face.
I am quite surprised myself they are still so interested after people nowadays have forgotten their names and their faces.
Can I feel Yariel right now?
No. You can feel that whatever's happening is well beyond Yariel's pay grade.
Oh yeah. The bosses are upstairs.
A day will look at Solus, then look at Shosha's ring, then look at his ring.
Both are dull right now. Both of them look... Normally they're highly polished, like magic items always stay in pristine condition, but you look at them and they're just kind of tarnished, as if the magic in them is not there right now.
Yeah, no, no, go ahead.
Do I feel like I could do something similar with the woman who lives in my ring?
Yes, you can.
A day will turn to Shosha and sort of just like hold one of her wrists and say, I'm going to talk to someone real quick. I know that we're in the middle of like important things, but it won't be long.
Yeah, no,
I will go for it.
Harper, go for it.
Do what you have to do.
Be safe. I will give the other bardic inspiration to a day.
Go ahead. Vienna's been thinking about what Solus just said about learning from the past. Borwin, you said that these beings were repelled once before. Who was at the scene of the battle, and could they tell us what they would have done differently?
Or honestly, what they did at all. Singing the world to sleep is rather vague.
If they were able to repel them, if they knew of a way to defeat them and failed at it.
Krona, not much is known about this storyteller. A lot of our order holds great regard for this person. They saved Gloria with their song. But no one really knows the answer. And selfishly, I would love to learn that. But I don't know. I don't have any answers for that.
Well, you could always ask someone who was alive at about the same time.
We could also name Krona.
That's the
I mean,
plan.
there's also...
That was the idea.
Yeah. We also know someone's messing with time, right? Or trying to.
Yes.
It'd also be not a terrible idea to perhaps speak to... I mean, wasn't Alexander alive at the same time as Krona?
No. These are two ages apart.
I don't fucking know. But controlling time.
What was that name?
Krona.
Or Alexander Cross.
Prince Alexander.
King Alexander later.
How could he become king when he was killed?
Was he not the Noir Enigma? That was my understanding.
Alexander Cross was the son of Samil and Tezzeret Cross. The night we failed to protect them, he was... The night we failed to protect them, the prince fell as well.
Hey, Noir, do I still have the book on the third Noir Enigma in my bag?
You do?
Can I, see the name of the third Noir Enigma in that book?
Yes. It's Alexander Cross.
His name is in this book about the third Noir Enigma. Does it say anywhere about how that night... What is this book? Is it like an autobiography?
It tells of the major contributions that they made into regulating the time stream. So it would just be about anomalies that they prevented from happening, and innovations that they made in the school of chronomancy and chronography.
Does it have when they started or when they died in this?
It does not.
Solus, how do you know that he died?
Because his body hanging from the tree was the last thing I ever saw while I was alive.
Sounds like we should probably talk to Alexander Cross. That seems like a good pick.
Yeah, I think either Krona or Alexander Cross are sounding like good options. We know someone is trying to become the Noir Enigma again, or messing around with time. So that's a whole thing. I mean, we spoke to our future selves.
The enemy is time, then maybe we should make friends with the Noir Enigma.
Yeah. or know more about how to become the Noir Enigma? Or
I do dangerous things, dangerous talks.
well, if we know how they become the Noir Enigma, then perhaps we can stop whoever is trying to by interrupting the process.
Or one of you become it first. You are all destined to do amazing things. It's not hard to believe one of you could master time.
I'm destined to die.
That's
Fun fact.
also true. Oh,
It's not prophesized.
well,
Well, it is
a
when
tier of potential was broken, so
Those are not that binding.
Supposedly, Eugene here could create new ones, but I don't think.
I'm sorry, I know this is outside of my place, but I think that it would behoove all of you to focus. If you were truly granted a boon by the gods, it is best not to keep them waiting.
So, Krona or Alexander Cross?
Well,
The decision lies with you, Your Majesty. None of us can make it.
can I ask one more quick question?
Absolutely.
What really caused the fall of Torin?
After the Cross family was deposed, a mysterious new tyrant took over who led a reign of nightmares in the country of Torin until the country of Demi had no choice but to go to war with them. This is the Great War in the East. Once it was won, the country of Torin was then absorbed into Demi, making the new kingdom of Dahan.
Does it sound like this tyrant could at all be related to the odds?
What you do know is that the tyrant was a child of Lilith. That's as much as your order knows.
Answers from Samil's time would lead to us understanding why Torin fell and the war happened.
Then I believe Alexander Cross is our best bet. That's my personal vote.
I am of Samil's time, you see Solus say. What I can tell you about Alexander Cross, if he truly is this person that you say he was, is that he died when he was 17 years old. He was a human child born amongst the Black family and the Cross family. The Blacks were a powerful family and renowned for their ability to cast magic. However, Alexander had no talent for magic. He was at best a middling swordsman, but that's it. If being the Noir Enigma, as you say, requires a talent for magic, I can't see Alexander having been that person.
Well,
Sometimes-
history tells a different story.
History is often wrong.
And sometimes people are very good at hiding their true selves, even to
And
the best.
and if someone who could manipulate time would do just about anything, they could probably very easily rewrite what we know or what we saw in time.
I simply say, I am simply giving you the information as to help you best choose a name. If you were to inquire Samil, she would know as much as I know, except for the casting of the spell which brought you forth. He gestures to Eugene. I don't know what it was that she did. I believe that may have been done in the last moments of her life.
Powerful magic. Ultimately, if we have someone from Samil's time, then we would need someone from the Third Age. 'Cause that
If
was
it
when...
is true that you have the name of someone with the ability to sing the world to sleep, and they did so in response to this threat that you must face now, my counsel would be that they may be the best person to speak to.
Krona? Oh,
Right
Or
then.
there is always this option, and Borwin will pull out a coin,
Paying someone?
flipping a coin.
Chance.
Ah,
Yes.
understood.
I would say that we should talk to the person that sang the world to sleep. Of course, that's a
So-
little
And I
bit
still say
I understand that's a
that
little bit
it's-
something on brand for me.
And I still say that it's the king's decision.
We only offer our advice. We've discussed the best to our ability what we have.
Our job is to counsel the king, not to
Yes,
decide.
what we're saying is we're sticking you with the really shit part where it might all go wrong, essentially. And I'll sort
Borwin
of
has-
pat Eugene on the arm.
Filled up one book now.
Is he just
Don't
writing
worry.
everything?
Yeah, like this whole time, Borwin has had a book in the hand and is scribbling with a quill.
Right. For what we are tasked to do, and after listening to your counsel, which is much needed because I was very much lost with everything that was going on. I say we talk to Corona.
As soon as you say that, there is a song in the air. A song of loss. A song of hurt. And a song of hope. You're shaken off your feet as there is a crack in the ground. And then a tree begins to form. And then there's raindrops that seem to come from the branches of the tree. And it forms a humanoid shape until you see, huddled at the base of the tree, a woman with white hair, gold eyes, fine dress, and a broken rapier, clutching a silver dragon scale as she sings through sobs a song of hope, but not hope for herself or for those she loves. This song is a song of hope for you. And that's where we're going to take our break. So, we will be back in the next 10 minutes.
10-15-ish?
Yeah, 10-15, and we'll pick back up with our conversation with Krona.
See you in a bit.
All right,
We're back.
Yeah, hello everybody, and welcome to the second half of this episode of KingsGuard. Our heroes have talked to a deity, have been granted a deity's boon, and that is the ability to gain knowledge from any one person at any point in time in the world. And according to this world's lore, there was a storyteller who once sang the world to sleep, dulling all magic and sending all magical creatures back to their native plane. And the name that they've summoned for the one person in the world to speak to is that storyteller. Her name is Krona, and a tree has blossomed in the middle of this plateau, and rain has fallen from the leaves on this tree and created a humanoid, which is a dark-skinned woman with short, like a bobbed white hair, golden eyes, fine dress, and a broken rapier to her side. She clutches a silver dragon scale as she holds onto this tree, singing a song of hope for the future and not for herself. And she takes a deep breath to continue the song and stops when she sees everyone surrounding her.
When the song stops, Borwin ceases writing and just gets on a knee and is basically shrouded in like what is a prayer.
AJ. Milan, why would you do that? There's now a Bane in chat. Thanks to Kelsey.
Didn't do anything, is all I'm
Milan.
gonna say.
You sleeping on the
You
floor.
said the lack of Bane is
Why you gotta-
surprising.
why you gotta
You
point
didn't
it
think
out?
that Kelsey, the Chaos Gremlin, was going to come in here and do that?
I should have silenced
Okay.
you. I should have silenced it.
Seeing everyone around her, she, startled, jumps up and reaches for her rapier.
Can Arabella kneel on the ground near her? Just hands up. We're not here to hurt you. We're from an age in the future.
We'll see if you're telling the truth. I've had many a phantom try and stop me.
We're not trying to stop you. We're here because of what you are doing, have done. It's
Once upon a time, I awoke to find strangers that I've never seen before. They surrounded me and told me the truth of what their intentions were. Everyone make me a wisdom save.
I'd like to choose
holy
to fail.
shit! I want her fucking magic. The fuck? No.
So this is a spiel.
I would like to
What was
purposely
the-
fail this test.
I was hoping I was gonna try and counterspell it.
I don't think this is.
Can I even try?
So you go to try your counterspell, but there's no magic.
I'm just gonna do this.
I would like to purposefully fail my wisdom save.
Okay, so
As well.
if you choose to fail her wisdom save, there is just a slight shimmer in the air. And once upon a time, Krona woke up around a tree that she was familiar with, and she was surrounded by strangers that she'd never seen before, and they were all honest with their intentions.
I rolled a 25 and I'm not intentionally failing. Did I save?
You can feel that you just barely passed, and you look around and you see your friends are acting a little abnormal. What are your intentions?
To ask you questions about the ads.
We're trying to. Yeah.
They're returning.
Her eyes are intense and golden as she she is focused on Shosha.
You are from a time long ago, and we seek your knowledge. But I will not have you in my head and force me to do things.
You see that she's no longer looking at your eyes. See, she's looking at your nails. And the second she does, she takes a step back, but looks almost relieved. Did Mother send you to help me? I told her I don't need any help.
We were not sent to help you. We summoned you so that you might help us.
We hail from a further age. What actual age are we in? I don't want to give it wrong.
Fifth age.
Fifth
age.
We are
fifth
from
edition.
the fifth. Ah! We are from the fifth age. Many ages past you. Your work here allowed us to exist. We are seeking to protect the world once again from the threat that you fought off.
Tired and very confused, Krona found herself extraordinarily relieved that there was a chair. And she immediately sits back and you see a chair manifest. So are any of you able to manipulate the weave?
If you mean do magic, then yes, but not what you're doing.
Well, I think almost anybody can do what I'm doing, especially since we are in the weave. How do we get in the weave?
We were gifted a boon by Bahamut to speak and seek knowledge from one person.
Okay. So the strangers were also relieved to find that there was chairs and a table so they could have a civil conversation. And
Eugene just naturally just starts sitting back and there's a chair.
Arabella will sit prim and proper.
And what should occur but a fine bottle of wine and glasses for everyone, and perfectly chilled.
Yenna's going to turn around a chair and do the Riker maneuver.
Okay, one knee up for Eugene. Just one knee up on the chair.
Okay, so you're from the future. That part's not so strange. And you're asking me for advice. Did the song work?
For a time.
Yes.
The tree took root in what is now known as Barenhold.
Barenhold? Jesus.
But a spell was created to summon us, create a king of Gloria in her time of need, and awaken things from the second age.
And perhaps earlier.
That's me.
Krona found it much easier to catch up with the strangers once she realized there was a book telling their story.
Borwin just hands the book.
No magic needed. Here you go.
She puts her hand over the book and each page, like all the pages, it goes from first page to the last page, and you can see the writing going into her hand, and then it dances along her skin, and she So the questions that you should ask me are why the song was sung in the first place, which is the Ats arrived. There were 7 of them, and they slowly started to take over our world. They manipulated our politics. They played with our commerce. They shaped our religions until inevitably they made themselves known. There was one amongst us, and he never knew it. We had no history of ats. We didn't know that such things could exist. My father fought them off. He didn't know he was an ats until they told him. You know him as Alexander Cross or the Noir Enigma. I am the daughter of Alexander Cross and Cateno, the Earth Touched and the Noir Enigma. It cost my family everything to fend them off. And after we did, the world didn't change. Magic continued to be abused. The same things that brought us their attention in the first place continued until there was no choice but for me to make sure that we would never cross their sight again. And now it appears that it is happening again, almost exactly the same way that it happened last time.
But there's a difference.
What's that?
There is a king for Gloria, man of sea and stars, who has been the culmination of all kings prior. I'll look at Eugene.
Alexander's blood runs through him as well.
Alexander, Tezrin.
And Alexander Cross, who also existed in a further age.
In the second age, he was caught in the siege of Torin. They killed my grandmother and my grandfather, and they hung him. And it was only when he was on that tree that his natural inclination for chronography or chronomancy would awaken. It kept him in stasis for more than 500 years. And when he awoke, he was found by my mother, who recently escaped the kingdom of Ganesh. She brought him down thinking he was dead, and he awoke. She helped him to regain his senses, but being lost in the void for that long. You see, the Noir Enigma makes it so that anyone can access chronomancy. But there are those born with a natural spark for the talent. However, that spark tends to drive them mad. Being able to see all of time, the beginning and the end. We see time the same way you would see the ocean from the shore. You see what you can handle. But to have the spark, that is to understand the whole of it. from the bottom to the deepest depths, all in a second. It takes a very talented mind to be able to register and comprehend that. And my father was stuck in that for 500 years. The only way he was able to be functional was by solving the Noir enigma. It regulated everything that was in his mind. Luckily, I didn't have such a problem. The problem that I did have is that my father, being the butt that he is, gave me the worst name imaginable.
Rona for time.
Oof.
What?
I think it suits you, though.
What is Solus doing during all of this, DM?
Good question.
Hearing that Alexander survived, you see tears coming down his face and a look of pride when he sees Eugene and Krona. The bloodline survived despite what he considered his greatest failure. It's a bit of redemption that he was never expecting. And the fact that the bloodline that he was charged with protecting, in turn, has protected the world throughout the ages. There is a look of unbelievable pride. And he then looks at Shosha, smiles even further, because she's continuing the tradition of protecting this bloodline that has proven themselves so worthy.
Krona, you said Alexander, your father, was an Atz. He didn't know it. But when he was alive in the Second Age, he was human. What happened to him?
One of his first charges as Noir Enigma was to stop. And it's almost like she started talking out of instinct, but then as she recalls the story, there is a lump in her throat. One of his first charges as Noir Enigma is obviously to protect the time stream. Once the magic becomes available, mortals often toy with it. The Great War in the East provoked much. Gods were coaxed into battle, and more than that, she looks at the tree. This was a symbol of the gods' agreement to never step foot on our plane and toy with us like pieces on a board. So instead, for a time, what they would do is they would send their creations to do it instead. The gods of men rallied together and empowered their first creation with the ability to... The gods of men made a creation in their own image. This was the first Noir Enigma. And he would pass on his title to another and rest But the war in the East roused old creatures like his wife. When Eve was killed, Adam decided that this was a failure and began to tear apart the time stream. My father fought him. He fought him to the very first moment, but he could not win. And so he pushed him past the very first moment. And he never was. My mother forgot who birthed her children. She looked at us as strangers for decades. The world never knew his name because he never was. But while he was lost, the only being that could retrieve him was Cronus, the god of time. There was so little left of Alexander that there was not enough to save. But there was enough to rebuild. But this wasn't just a mortal man that they were rebuilding. He was rebuilding a Noir enigma, so this required more and more. Father described it as a battle of wills that neither wanted to win. What believer would want to survive at the cost of their God? Ultimately, he did survive, and Cronus was no longer. Only Alexander remained. And when he returned to us, he was distant and cold. He didn't feel. How could he feel? How could he listen when he could hear the prayers that were being sent to a God that no longer was? He wasn't our Father anymore. We didn't know what it was until the Yats came and they told us. But that's the secret of how we survived, you know. Because they told us. And that is a creature born of divine sacrifice. And they, being what they were so incapable of love, they had no idea that those words would be their downfall. So when the armies of men and elves and beasts joined together for one last bout against these creatures, my father didn't meet the Yats with the sword. He beat them with his heart. He loved us so much that he sacrificed himself for every soldier that showed up. He tore himself apart for anyone who would stand in defense of Gloria, and for one glorious moment, we were all Ats. And we fought them off. And when the dust settled, when his sacrifice was over, and when the magic no longer flowed through our blood, there was nothing left of my father. But the fact that we were still here. And I promised him that I would keep us here. And when the world forgot him again, when they forgot our sacrifice again, I sang. And I wouldn't stop singing until you. So you're here. You with the blood of my father, and you, and she looks at Shosha, with the blood of my mother, and you, and she looks at Yenna, with the sword of my brother. And you look and you see that your sword is whole. And you, and she looks at Arabella, you have my sword. And you look at the hilt and you recognize it immediately. And you, she looks at a day. I recognize Uncle Duke's sword anywhere. I mean, I recognize his cudgel anywhere. And I know that ship, and I know your mission. So here is what the voices of the past have to say to you, those who would guard the future. You cannot win without bleeding. You need to understand that you will lose something that you love. And she clutches the dragon scale. You will lose something that you love. But that is the cost. That is what it means to be us. Living, breathing Glorians. Not slaves. Not unfeeling things. She wipes her face and she goes, I'm sorry,
You're right to feel what you feel.
I didn't know who I was singing to. So, thank you for letting me see who heard my song.
I heard it from the time I was born.
sang so that no one would ever need to sing that song again. Because we can't hide anymore. We will be forgotten. That is the fate of my age. We had power, and we had those who would do good. But we didn't inspire. And trust me, I know the power of stories. You can't just win. We won. And they went back and forgot us. You have to inspire them. You have to be above your instinct and your wants. You have to be heroes.
A day will take his wine glass and just raise it to the center of the table and lock eyes with Krona and say, "For Gloria."
For Gloria.
For Gloria.
Gloria.
For Gloria.
He begins to sing again. But there's something different in the song, where she felt no hope for herself before you hear the verse change ever so slightly. Whereas before she sang of being forgotten, she now sings of being at peace and at rest. Castanea vibrates along with the music. And Arabella, you hear, now it's your time to tell the story. And Krona vanishes.
Well, we didn't ask for help, but I think we got it.
She may not have thought that her age inspired, but she certainly did.
With the magic of the fourth age still swirling around us, I wanted to try one thing.
Go for it.
Borwin will tell a story of just a small rock appearing and falling from the sky.
Roll me an
And I'm
Arcana
gonna-
check.
Okay. I can't use any other spells or anything right now, can I?
Nope.
Just straight Arcana.
A rock?
Don't fuck it up. Natural one, you broke magic.
You broke
Son
the
of a
weave,
bitch.
you just like croak.
I would like to use one of my cards to give me advantage on my next d20 roll. I'm just
Okay.
gonna put that there. And I'm just gonna try again because I don't think a 4 is gonna cut it.
There it is.
So you go,
Natural 20.
you go, once upon a time there was a rock, and the music is still fading away, and you hear, you have to mean it. And then you say, you take a deep breath. Once upon a time, there was a piece of earth in my hand that I felt from the plateau. and in your hand is a rock. Arabella, you saw when I almost fucked up your name so hard there, buddy. I'm so sorry. You recognize that when he told the story the first time, you knew that it was wrong. When Borwin went, once upon a time there was a rock. You felt, no, that's not how you do it. And then you watched as he made the correction, and you knew before it materialized. Yeah, that's how it's done.
Can I try and tell a story?
Throw me an Arcana check. You start to tell the story, and in the middle of it, you immediately know I'm doing it wrong.
Do I know what in particular made Borwin's first iteration incorrect?
It was more of a gut feeling than knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
A day will look to.
Oh, 1 sec. We'll get right back to you. But was there anything else you want to do, Arabella?
I was gonna try again, but I say once upon a time there's a person named Krona who spoke to people from the future and inspired a hope for more.
What are your hands doing?
I guess they'd still be holding Castanea.
Okay. Everybody gets an advantage card as you feel a swell of hope.
Should I have also drawn one for the nat 20?
For that, you get a good luck card. I got you.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. So that's gonna be. Okay.
So I'm trying a standard inspiration.
I'm gonna give them all to you.
Okay.
Boop. Oh fuck. Boop. So a day. What were you doing, bud?
A day will just look over to Eugene and say, "Are you primarily a spellcaster?"
I do cast spells, but I also he reaches back to the stick that you see on the back, strapped to the back of him, and it's just a giant hammer that may or may not also be a gun.
We should spar when we return to the ship.
So, is there anything anybody else would like to do?
Borwin will whisper to himself one more story.
Go for it.
Once upon a time, there was someone who wasn't quite a man and wasn't quite an elf, who desperately wanted to help, but felt something that left him holding back, and Borwin will cup his left eye. And then that binding agreement, that oath that prevented him from doing more, was broken.
Roll me a Arcana check. Oh boy, this is like this.
This is the nat one. That breaks me.
Oh boy!
This is
oh boy!
So I have one more card. We're gonna go ahead and give this advantage.
Oh no, we lost a Darby. 1 second.
Oh.
Hold on, everybody. I'm just gonna switch real quick to the 6 cam over.
But I got a 29.
Got a 29.
Oh right, that's the card I used. Sorry, I should probably pull that out too.
So,
Okay. I just gotta do
there
that.
is a tremendous quake in this place. And the stars form a face that's unfamiliar to everyone here save Borwin. You recognize the Eternal, the leader of the Order. Borwin, what have you done? Your bonds could only be broken by magic that you could not possibly know. What have you seen? Will we no longer have your records?
I am not satisfied just watching. I am going to help save Gloria in my own way. And I will give up everything to do it.
And then you just hear a voice say, you will give up everything. There is a searing pain in your eye as it comes out and whizzes away. We will see what you have seen.
I offer the book that I've been writing in. My last entry.
And then you hear the king. There is a moment of silence, and it's Solus that helps you up to your feet. He wraps your face. Very adept at battlefield medic. And he looks at you and he says, I recognize someone who's carried the weight of an oath. One that seems impossible. And I've seen the cost of breaking them. I do hope you have made the right choice. The stars begin to shine and spin, and the ground beneath you leaves your feet as you are pulled up, and everything goes black, and you awaken on the harsh verdict.
That was educational, to
All of
say
us?
the least.
Mm-hmm.
Is Borwin's
Is it still Is it still like nighttime?
It is exactly the afternoon.
Like no time.
It is
passed.
exactly the
time we left?
that you left.
Is Borwin's eyes still you know,
wrapped up.
It's wrapped up.
wrapped up? Can I try something?
Sure.
Holding Castanea. Once upon a time, there was a person who was neither a man nor an elf, who broke an oath that he had swore, and something was taken from him. And over time, that wound would heal.
Throw me a Arcana check.
What?
You feel something, and you think for a moment it couldn't be, and you take off the gauze. Or when your eye is there, but without its former gifts.
I will go to Arabella and I will kneel. Thank you for this. I can't. I have to do. And Borwin will
Please
clutch
just stand up.
at not the charm with the motif of a leaf, but there is one underneath the cloak that is the charm of a heart, and just tear it off. Take this. It will make you more hearty when you need to.
Funny.
It's magic.
Yes, I mean just hearty. Haha. Trying to make a light-hearted pun.
You see several spectral pirates all in unison roll their eyes.
Roll your eyes again, and you're off the ship. I kid, but
I don't remember what my
don't let me catch
original. I don't remember what my original Constitution score was, so we're just gonna say it's 10,
ooh.
which means I lose 52 HP.
You do note that on the return, Solus is no longer with you. But you look at your ring, Shosha, and it has the familiar gleam to it.
A sigh of relief. And then, well, I suppose we should discuss what to do next. That was useful information, but it wasn't exactly a roadmap.
We have to find the children of Lilith, Tiamat, the Titans, and what was
The
the
Fae.
fourth?
Okay.
Well, you have to unite the people of Gloria as well.
That's.
Maybe you
And-
start in Stoneheart?
Do you know what's happening in Stoneheart? Because
That's an excellent question. We've
don't.
been out of the loop for a while.
Yes, we left Stoneheart, and then all this, like my sister. I don't know if you've heard of her. Her spell-
Mirabelle.
Yes, I mean, but you could spell it Bitch. It's an old pronunciation.
Yes.
Yes, family name. But because I know some things that she's been doing. Also, speaking on the ads, politically manipulating our world seems like they've got
Seems like
Mirabelle.
that's already on its way.
Yes, which means it's probably also on its way in other countries as well.
I don't know if perhaps it wouldn't be prudent to deal with their agent that we know of now.
I don't know
where
if we
he
can.
is.
I don't know if we can handle him yet. I mean, also, just gonna throw it out there. I'm supposed to die in a dungeon in Stoneheart. If we can avoid going to Stoneheart for a little bit longer, that would be great.
We won't allow that to happen.
We'll see.
Let me ask you a question, Eugene.
Mhm.
In everything that Krona told you, were you at all particularly moved?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Would it be fair to say that maybe a tear escaped?
Yeah.
You feel something in your pocket.
I reach in and take it out.
You see the 4 KingsGuards standing side by side with you in the veil, in defiance of another fate. And you immediately know what to do next. You need to head towards the veil. You need to start with the unification of the Fae.
I turn around they're probably still discussing where they want to go. And I turn around. I was like, we go to the veil.
Right here. You heard him. Chop chop. Just at the sailors.
And the sailors immediately get to work. And even though you're outside of wherever you were, Eugene, you hear Crota's voice say, crush the tear.
For Gloria.
And there is a calm, warm, refreshing wave. And the wind seemed to change direction and move the harsh verdict faster. And you know that you have to save Gloria. And you have the means to do it. And that is where we're going to end our episode for today. Milan, we might have to have you on for another episode or two.
Ooh,
Do we need to contact Lynn and get some art made for Portland?
I'm thinking that may be where we're going. But I will say that we will be having another guest on soon who will be playing the role of one of the queens of a particular court. But that's for much later. For now, I've been Noir, your GM. Thank you all very much. I hope you enjoyed our story. I hope you're enjoying where it's going. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. That is Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, the whole shebang. Please give me a follow on Twitch. I'm trying to reach 1,000 before my birthday in July 29th. But let's move to the most important part of the show, which is the people that make the stories possible. And we're going to start reverse order this time. So, Milan, tell us about yourself, where we can find you.
Hey, I'm Mallard Man on the internet, but my name is Milan. I was playing, I almost said Eugene. No, I was playing Borwin Merdan. Recently out of a job, actually. Now unemployed.
Mood.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter as @MallardMan0523, or when it rolls up, you can look up above my name where it should be pasted per time. On Twitch, you can find me as @MallardMan or /MallardMan, where I stream sometimes. Speaking of streaming, Tuesdays. That's when I do Dub Club with Ade and Eugene. No, I mean
Tuesdays.
D and AJ. Yeah. Where we are the #1 team
Also,
in esports.
definitely not Tuesdays.
Definitely not Tuesdays.
Definitely not Tuesdays.
No, it's Saturday. It's Saturday evening.
This
There you
is a
go.
very funny word for Saturday.
Yeah.
Definitely
no, I
not
know.
Tuesday, though.
Yes. And that is where we do that. On Sundays, the first episode was yesterday. I am a player on the Gehenna Principle over on Nerds Who Roll Dice, run by friend of the channel, Red White RP, Rowan. On Fridays, this Friday actually is the finale for Institutionalize, a Monster of the Week game that I am playing over on the Fey Realm, run by Almost Fey over there. And that is all the things I'm going to shout out, and I realize I've taken a lot of time. Apologies.
You're good. No, you're
Pass
good.
it on.
Dude,
And that's going to bring us over to Harper.
Hello, everyone. My name is Harper. I've been playing Shosha. You can find me on the internet everywhere as Harpersona, including on TikTok as Harpersona, or on Twitter as Harpersona Games, because Harpersona was banned. I am one half of the team called Chaotic Creations, the other half being directly to my right, if I remember the overlay. She's lovely. I love her. We are a podcast streaming channel all about the internet, people. We are coming back strong for the month of July. I'm very excited after an extended break. So we will have a new episode coming out this Friday. And you can find us streaming on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/chaoticpod. I also highly recommend, just to shout her out because I know she's been in chat, the lovely crochet old woman, or otherwise known as Kelsey, who makes these lovely familiars. She's currently has commissions closed, which is so freaking exciting. But keep an eye out on her Twitter, crochet_bby, to see if you want to get your own little familiar, or anything else, because she's amazing and makes great things. And I think that's all that I'm going to shout out. So I will toss it on over to Darby.
Oh, hi, it's me. I'm Darby. I'm a person. You can find me on Twitter as @DarbyPack. That's my real human name, but I'm just a possum in a skin suit. Scheiße. When I'm not here on Mondays, you can find me on the Chaotic Pod Twitch channel. I was about to say here on Wednesdays, but that's not a thing anymore because we ended in a beautiful, wonderful ending. And now I have 2 characters that have been given the ability to rewrite reality in some form or manner. Vibin. You can find me on the Chaotic Pod Twitch channel on all the days that Harper listed. You can also find me on Weave the Tales Twitch channel on Tuesdays, i.e. tomorrow, for a game of Asunder, where I play Rin, who is a air person who jumps around and hits people and is a dancer. Is definitely not like Arabella at all. But you can catch us on Tuesdays on the We the Tales Twitch channel, so that's really, really cool. I'm immediately forgetting everything else because my brain's just going like 3 million miles an hour. Yeah. I think that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we're gonna move it right along over to D. What do you got going, D?
Hi, my name is D. This evening I've been playing Deizuko. I am a voice actor, streamer, musician, professional GM for the Emerald City Game Masters Guild, as well as with Magpie for their Creative Play program. On Friday, you can catch me over on the Fey Realms, where I am running the finale of Tales from the Amazing Aegis, or at least the first chronicle. That is going to be great. And then earlier on Fridays, before that happens, you can catch me over on Valdrian's channel, where I play a very, very, very neurodivergent lizard lady in a space game of Coriolis. You can also catch me back here Monday for more KingsGuard, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays you can generally catch me on my streams. I've been a little spotty as of late because being sad is depressing. You can catch me streaming various things over on my channel. I also play Julian in with Studios Crimson Spires, a visual novel available in Steam and soon coming to consoles with a brand new fifth path that centers around polyamory. So if you want to try that out in a visual novel, feel free to go listen to my stuck-up vampire character that I do. And yeah, that's me.
And moving it right along over to Anita. What's up?
Hi, I'm Anita or Panita or Critical Misses. You can find me everywhere online at Panita or at Critical Misses. I'm a TTRPG streamer, a producer, a graphic designer, and a cat mom. But my cats are nowhere to be found because it's boiling hot in this house. You can find me here Mondays. You're gonna also find me here Wednesdays for another thing that I'm working on. I'm writing it now. I've decided on a system finally. It only took me 3 months to figure out a system that I wanted to run with. But yeah, you can find me here most times, or also on Saturdays for Morning Ritual. Our guest this week is the crew from TTRPG. I said that last week. I was wrong. It was O'Burns. This week I'm right. It is the crew from TTRPG. We're talking to Nikki, and I'm terrible with names. So. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Nikki and Reese.
Reese, yes, thank you, D. I love you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna say, also, I've got 2 other projects that I'm currently working on, and I was waiting for someone to DM me back to see if I could announce one of them, but I can't yet. The other one is I'm going to be in a game of Changeling, The Dreaming, over on the Vancouver by Night channel, so you can find me there playing with some kind of fey bullshit. I don't know if I'm allowed to announce that, but fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
All right.
This me.
And the king himself, AJ, tell us about yourself.
That's King.
Hi, I'm AJ, also known as Husha Kid. You can find me on the 3 T's of social media, Twitch, TikTok, and Twitter as Husha_Kid. I probably should have written down my things, even though I'm not at my usual computer. So, on the first Wednesday of every month, you can find me on Misty Mountain Legends playing your cool bro cleric Dolph Fitzgerald. Do I have an affinity for last names being F words and just being long? But yeah, we're over there just, serving a duck god, and maybe our little companion goblin buddy is also a god. Who knows? I don't know.
Asked too many questions.
You asked too many questions. Tuesday, you can find me on the Fey Realm. This Tuesday, you can find me on the Fey Realm on the season finale of Institutionalized, where I play Valorian. I almost forgot their name. But yeah, they're gonna be smashing stuff. Probably. They got hurt last time by exploding a car. It seemed pretty reasonable. You can catch me on Friday on the Fey Realm as well for the finale of Tales of the Amazing Aegis, where I play Impact. He has not revealed his secret identity to anyone except for one person that is just an NPC. Trying to think if there's anything else. Saturdays, Dub Club. Dub Club. Best esports team in the world.
Don't check the VODs.
We win all the time. Don't check the VODs because we always win. We told you what happened.
Like, why would you check them?
Why would you check?
No, your time is important.
Just to make sure you're not lying, you know?
No,
you should just catch us
never lie.
live so you can see it in person.
If anyone ever tells you that we lose, they're lying. If it's outside of Dub Club, they're lying. Like, they're lying.
Yeah.
I have never lost a game once.
You know,
Again,
I'm
never
sick
once.
of this Dub Club propaganda that says you're unbeaten.
But do tune in. We're trying to get Milan to affiliate status.
Yes,
But yeah, we're trying to get Milan to affiliate status.
on that grind.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I
Hidden
can
Magics?
announce.
Did you go see it?
Yes,
Hidden
Hidden
Magics?
Magics. You can find me on Hidden Magics on Chaotic Pod, which is coming back when?
That's coming back on Tuesdays. We're running a rerun of our latest episode tomorrow and next week with a new episode.
Yeah, that. Where I play Keon Sharp, totally normal bugbear fighter. Nothing strange about him. He's the most normal person in the party. Yes. Comparatively, pretty normal. Pretty normal.
My character.
What about my character? Just a human cleric.
You're not a human. Everyone knows you're not a human.
You are a freak of nature. How dare you? Also, your character's weird. AJ, finish your outro. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, now you can find me here on Mondays for KingsGuard. I'm officially part of the cast now. Ooh,
Hey!
that art. Look at that art. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, you can also, if you want me to be a tech for your streams, I can do it. Maybe after this week because I'm not home.
I'm gonna probably take you up on that.
Yeah. We'll talk. But yeah, that's it for me.
All right, you guys made me realize how much of a scrub I was because I didn't actually pitch any of my shows. So I should probably
Do it
that.
now.
So,
Do it.
So just really quickly, you can find me on WebDM. They're bringing back WebDM plays, and I'm gonna be playing with Megan Lynn for the win, Wise Papa Grant, the real Jim Davis, and Happy Capster. And this Wednesday, you can find me over on Follow Black Cat Gaming, where we're going full pirates for the Captain Cthulhu Kickstarter. I have the pleasure of playing with Tabletop Horde, Susanna Grace, Jay Britton, Hot Flakes Tom, and Amelia Tyler, who I just found out is the narrator in Baldur's Gate 3. So that's going to be weird, hearing her voice not tell me to stop doing dumb stuff. Or she might be telling me not to do dumb stuff. Who knows? There's other stuff, I guess.
Barden Barbarian?
Huh?
Barden Barbarian?
Bards and Barbarian outbreak. We are taking a break this week, so we're not going to be on this Tuesday. However, you can find me over on Chromatic Chimera later Wednesday, where we're doing Woven Realm. We get to see my big dumb fighter do big dumb fighter stuff.
Yeah.
Then on TPK even later Wednesday night.
Oh my god.
Where we're getting close to the end of our Curse of Strahd campaign. My character has gone full evil and decided that why just kill Strahd when you can replace him. So let's see if my barbarian is going to be successful in those endeavors. I hope to see you all. I think I got something on Thursday, but I'll remind you later on Twitter. For the most part, I will see you later. Did I say WebMD? I meant WebDM. If I said WebMD.
I got it right in chat. I got it right. All right, everybody. We're gonna go on a raid. Who's online? Who can we raid
So
into?
I want us to go ahead and we're going to raid Action Fiction. They are doing an actual play of Monsters of America, the Chromatic Gamut, which is their LGBTQA plus expansion. I got to talk to him about it on Gen Con's Table Takes this Friday. It's amazing, and KP's there, and we love him. So we're gonna go and show KP some love.
Action Fiction. We're going to go on a raid to Action Fiction, and we're going to spread some love over that direction. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I guess I'll do that. But until next time, for the king.
For the king.
For the king.
For the king.
For the king!
Who's that guy?